2, 1. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bill Calhoun, and it is BLB, Bill's Live Broadcast. And you know what time it is? It's JC time, okay? Jason Chee. For those of you who have been following the posts, the man is in the house. He's waiting to come on right now. He is going to give us the wisdom of the world. And I mean, seriously, man, this guy has done so many things. And he was just awarded Fitness Best Asia Awards Best Influencer. I mean, how wicked is that? Okay. We're going to bring Jason on in just a moment. And there's a lot of questions that we're going to go ahead and let him answer for us and help us through all this stuff. But before we do, folks, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and take and share this broadcast with all of your peeps, all the people who love you, even the people who hate you. It's okay too. All right. So that they can follow along, because Jason Chee has a lot of stuff that will help everybody, not just fitness individuals, just like all the people that we have coming on Bill's Live Broadcast. Okay. So go ahead and share, go ahead and follow, and you'll get updates as time goes on. Okay. So without further ado, let's bring on Jason. How you doing, Jason? What's up, man?
Hey, good to see you, Bill. I'm doing good, man.
Good. You look good too, man. Hey, Jason, question for you, man. Like influencer, that's one thing that I'm really not understanding. Can you help us understand what that award is all about? Because when you think about influencer, it's sort of like some secret spy or something like that, or some superhero, the influencer. Right. I love it. Explain to us what the influencer is.
You know, I wish it's that, amazing, but actually it's not really. It's actually, so, I mean, because nowadays, I guess, social media is, trending and everything. So, an influencer, to my understanding, is someone who can actually, basically influence people through their social media, be it like whatever genre it is, like fitness, food, lifestyle, whichever it is. So, able to like inspire people and I guess like motivate people to do something good. So that's how it is, I guess. Yeah.
That's interesting. So why did you get the influencer? Obviously, you're having a major effect over people. Tell us about that. Were you expecting this?
No, man. I mean, before we did this, we have like some technical difficulties, and I actually don't really know how to do this live thing. So I'm not exactly, that well versed in the social media realm. So I'm really, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I'm really surprised that I won it, because there are like many other influencers from other countries who have like a lot of like million followers. So I thought that I didn't really stand a chance, but well, I guess somehow I did. I guess Lady Luck was on my side, so I'm not too sure about that though. I really didn't expect myself to win though. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. It's okay, Jason. Can I call you JC? I just think that is so cool. Has anyone ever called you JC?
Not really, but a few, but most of them just call me Jason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just own that? Can you own JC? As long as we don't piss people off, okay? Because that is so wicked, okay? So, JC, but there must be something, just like real JC, there must be something that people are pulled towards you, and it's okay to own it. It's okay to go ahead and talk about yourself, because obviously people nominated you. So it's okay to go ahead and shine. So what do you think your special quality was that got you the influencer award?
Well, I guess each influencer has their own style. Like some people are just like being more on the motivating side. Some are just being more fun and things like that. So I myself, I try to keep it real. So, it's like a double-edged sword. So I keep it real, and I post anything and everything that I want. Sometimes I post like things that are controversial. So I guess that sparked off quite a bit of like discussion and things like that. So maybe that's how people know me. I'm not too sure. But most of the time I just keep it real. I mean, I don't do things that I don't do it usually. I don't like post things that I eat that I don't eat usually. So so my style is just to keep it as real as possible for my followers to follow. So maybe that's how I got the win. I'm not sure, man. Yeah.
So give us a couple examples of what you mean by keeping it real. You said that sometimes you post things that are controversial. For example?
Wow, I can't really think of one offhand. So, maybe okay. So basically, like nowadays, everything is about marketing. So there are things like products in the industry, like this app, maybe like equipment or something like that. That those kind of like apps, belt that you wear, then miraculously you get like your six pack abs or something like that. So these are the things that I will like actually post, and then I will say like it's not that it doesn't work, but it doesn't miraculously give you your six pack abs and things like that. So you got to like still train, still diet and everything. So I try to tell the truth, yeah, instead of like just going with the flow of how the industry is going. So yeah.
So when you say you're telling the truth, Jason, about, and let's use that because a lot of people they're confused, right, about those things that say that it's going to do this for you and it's going to do that for you and all that kind of nonsense. And you were talking about like those belts and things. Give us an example of one of the biggest bullshit things that are out there that you pretty much like, oh man, I mean, that's just like crazy. Give us an example.
There's so many, man. I think one of the most bullshit things, wow. What do you think, man? I'm not sure.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, maybe those things that like, I don't know, maybe like slimming programs, because, I think majority of the world, they want to like, most of the people, they want to slim down instead of like packing on like massive amount of muscles. So, people like, the industry targets on that hope of people. So maybe like some slimming programs or some slimming tea and that kind of stuff, So you go to like those slimming centers and you lose like 10 kg in like 2-3 months, that kind of stuff. So I think that's like one of the most, those kind of like miracle pills that you got to eat, like fat burner pills and that kind of stuff. So I think those are like one of the most bullshit things, like more towards the weight losing kind of a thing. So, to me, it's not really going to happen that miraculously. Because if that's the case, right, everybody would be slim, right? So everybody using all those miracle pills, those amazing, programs, then nobody will be at the gym anymore, man. So yeah, that's what I think.
So Jason, and that's the whole thing too. People, if you're just ringing in here, there's a lot of stuff out there that they just market because people are making money. There's nothing wrong with making money, but there is also something to truth, right, Jason? Even though you're trying to, sell your product or your service, it's got to be real, like what you're saying right now, Jason. So exactly, like the pills and stuff like that, which gets me into what you're all about, right? You're all about the hard work, and it takes time, and it's not like you can just snap your fingers and have it happen, right?
I wish you could, but no, man. No shortcut, man.
So for the average person out there, Jason, what can they do to be careful of getting, all the bullshit run their way? So if they don't have the knowledge, what's something that they could just keep in mind?
Well, I think it's difficult for people who have like very little knowledge to no knowledge about this thing, because they see and then they believe it because it's so good, the marketing is so good. So, there's a lot of things on Google nowadays. So basically you can just Google it, like, what the right way to lose weight and that kind of stuff. And probably if you have friends or maybe like some trainer whom you can trust and things like that, you can talk to them first. And then you can assess whether, the product is actually good for you or is it like legit or not. So don't just like, get sucked into that, that 5 minutes Facebook video sponsored, that kind of thing,
Right.
And then you're like, wow, this really works. And you just, because of the marketing tool they use, you go and buy it. So take your time to actually research about the product and then take your time to buy it. If you really want to buy it, that's the thing. So don't just rush into it, man. Yeah.
That's great. And folks, everyone who's watching Bill's live broadcast, what's really cool about this is Jason. Now I understand, dude, why you got the award for best influencer, because what you're doing, Jason, is you're influencing people in the right way. You're unveiling all the bullshit. And so you're real. And that's what we need, because many times you'll get individuals in this industry, right? Who many times they think about the people who are monetizing them and sponsoring them and all that, so they may not be talking real. And dude, I mean, that means a lot. That means a lot that you're able to go ahead and influence us in the right way. I mean, that's just that means a lot, man.
Thanks, man.
So let me ask. Go ahead, Jason.
I'm trying to be okay. This is like a disclaimer. Yeah, I'm trying to be as real as I can, but of course, I'm not like putting my whole life out there on the social media, that kind of thing. I do have my private life, and there are some things that are my own little secret and things like that. So I'm just gonna say that it's not that I'm 100% everything out there on the social media. So yeah, there's still some things that I gotta be private about myself. Yeah.
I totally understand that. So Jason, let me ask you this, man. Who has been your biggest influence in this industry or life in general?
Honestly, if you are talking about like why I started working out, honestly, there is no one that I look up to actually from the start. I just actually started it by myself. So, I mean, I didn't really have like a very interesting story about how I started working out. Basically, I was playing basketball, and my friends and we thought that we should go and work out a little bit so we can play a bit more rough. That's the only reason why we went to the gym. And so right now, I've been like maybe into this thing for like 7 years. So right now, I think my biggest influence would be actually my followers. People are like having like Schwarzenegger and things like that to be their influence. To look up to. I look up to them as well, but the real reason that keeps me going is really my followers, because more so after I won the award, right? So I have this I feel that I have this responsibility to keep up my content and keep up my style, my principle from the start, and to basically answer to my followers. So yeah, they motivate me. I mean, I get messages here and there now and then that they say like, oh, your post actually motivated me to go to the gym today and things like that. That really warms my heart, and that's the reason why I still continue to do this. Yeah. That's
brilliant. And dude, you just did it again, man. You just put another tick by your name as to why you're the influencer. And Jason, what's unique about that is you're able to show humility. You're able to say that it wasn't all about me. It was about learning and getting things from other people to become the greatness that you are. Very few people say things like that. And that's really absolutely wonderful. Now, you mentioned that you guys, you started working out because you guys wanted to be better in basketball? Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I was playing competitive basketball maybe when I was around early 20s. So because we have to go to the army in Singapore. So that's 2 years away. That was when I was 19. So I basically started seriously working out after army. So I was around 21, 22. So before that, I was playing basketball and I was really, really skinny, really skinny. And it's the physical sport, right? So we thought we get to get a little bit more buff to play rough. So that's why we went. Yeah, that's the only reason, man. That's the only reason.
Really? And then it just kind of blossomed after that. So what kept you going? Okay, so wait a minute. Now, so now you were doing it for basketball, and then you had to join the military, and you were really skinny, really skinny. I can't even believe that. It's hard to imagine that, okay, because you're just super ripped as it is. So after that, what kept you going? Now, you mentioned that your followers helped keep you motivated, but what else was going on? What did you find was really kind of cool about that journey that you were doing?
Okay, when I first started working out, there wasn't any Facebook or Instagram or anything. So there's maybe, I don't know, Friendster, MSN. Right. Yeah. So during that time, I just like the feeling of going to the gym. I just like to because I was skinny, but I was ripped to the bones. Okay, so I was thinking that I could actually pack on some muscles and actually look better or something like that. And during that period of time, I was actually scouted for modeling. Yeah. So that was one of the reasons why I tried to like bulk up a little bit more to look better in clothes and things like that. But in the end, I got too big, so I got out of modeling as well. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it, man.
So you were scouted for modeling?
Yeah.
Well, you can't just drop a bomb like that and then just throw it away. Tell us more. Man. Tell us how did that happen? I mean, were you like sitting in the bar or something like that, and someone comes up, "Hey, man, you know what? How did it happen? Share the story."
Okay, actually, okay, it's because of this contest called Manhunt in Singapore. I mean, it's like a international contest as well. So during then, I was asked to join this basically this pageant contest Manhunt thing. So yeah, that's how I actually got started from the beginning. And after that, because I lost during that contest, like that was my first ever so-called contest pageant, and I lost badly. So I didn't know why I joined, but I mean I guess when I was young, I was more courageous, I guess. So I lost, and I thought that like I need to make a redemption. So basically I joined it twice actually. So one was in 2009 and the other one was in 2012. So it was like a span of 3 years. So during that 3 years, I was working out and I was still doing my modeling stuff, and I actually got I got a better physique after 3 years, I guess. So I went to join again and I won it after that. Yeah.
So Jason, you said that you lost badly. How bad can you lose? How bad was it? What was going on with that?
I didn't get into like any like position in like top 5 or anything. So I won like a sub award. I can't remember what award was it. Like I guess it's like physics award, I think. But now that I look back, I don't even know how I won it. So yeah, I was like really like I said, I was really skinny doing that. So yeah, I didn't even get into top 5 and things like that. But the thing is, during that time when I joined it, I was actually very confident. And that's the reason why I joined as well. I was like very confident myself that I would actually win it. But reality sets in, and then you're just not good enough. So that's how I actually spur myself on, and then continue training, and then I won it in 2012. Yeah.
So what was it? What was it that allowed? Because you said you had a lot of confidence. Did you lose your confidence after losing badly, or did something else happen? Obviously, it did, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have joined it the next year. What happened?
Well, I mean, I was a little bit disappointed, but when I look at the photos of me and other guys, I saw that I was really not there. I mean, it's a fact, and I have to accept it. So I actually just just continue on, and then try to make a better version of myself from that moment onwards. So yeah, man. I mean, nothing really happened. I was already working out during then. So basically, I just continued what I was doing, maybe a little bit more effort. So that's how it got me to, I guess, winning the second time. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting, what you said was that you realized that you were not up to par to all the other guys, and then you did something to change that. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm sure you face this, right? You have clients or people. Once they lose that badly, they kind of give up entirely, or they change and do something else, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But you didn't do that. What was so? In other words, for those people out there who think, "Oh man, it's over. There's no way I can redeem myself." Blah 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 blah. How would you? Because obviously you have that gift. How would influences, baby, influences? Come on, Jason. How would you tell us?
Yeah. So from my influencer point of view, I just actually like I said, I didn't like have a very interesting story to start working out. So I think that's the reason why I actually continue as well, because I don't have like a specific reason. I basically just like it, and it became my passion to work out. So I guess if you have the passion in doing anything, not just working out, anything in life, if you fail, then you would just automatically just continue and try to be better. So I mean, my advice is to like just find the real passion that you have, And like, let's say, I mean, okay, let's talk about working out, right? So if you are working out for, I don't say there's any wrong reasons for working out, but let's say if you're working out, like, just to get girls, and yeah. So I mean, a lot of people do that. So okay, let's say if you fulfill your goals, okay, you got a better physique and you got a lot of girls, then what's next? So you're gonna stop at that, right? So are you gonna get more girls, or are you gonna get a better physique? You don't have to, because you really attain your goal. So basically, I think if you are really passionate about something, then you will actually just keep on going. You will never think that you're good enough. So you will just keep on going, and then until you reach like a final goal, which there's no final goal actually. So the thing here is that maybe if you don't really have like a very big goal, you can just have like small little goals along the way. Like for me, my small little goal is to win the next manhunt. So that's why I went ahead. And after that, I wanted to be like I want to go international. So I actually did modeling internationally as well. So that was my next goal. So I kept on having like little goals, and I kept on going to fulfill all those goals. And I guess that's how it is, man. Yeah.
Excellent. That's beautiful. Jason, we're going to get to that in just a moment, because I want to hear more about that whole aspiration and about loving yourself and whatnot. But right now, can you help us out, because you've done so many things, right? You've done magazine shoots, you've done advertisements, you've done pageants, you've done all kinds of things, runways. Tell us the difference between like a pageant and a runway for those people who are aspiring to do and follow your steps.
Pageant. Okay, a pageant is like basically like a contest. Is something like more like a show, because if you are talking about I mean, like, yeah, pageants are basically like a show. So it's competitive as well, but it's more on the entertaining side. So you're gonna do things, maybe like some little dance here and there, maybe some talent round, that kind of stuff. A runway is basically just modeling, and you just like walk on the runway and showcase like, I don't know, whatever clothes they want you to wear or whatever products they want you to carry. So yeah, that's the difference. I mean, one is a contest and one is just a modeling job. Yeah.
So for you, was there any preference? I mean, the way that they handle it, or the fact that you like one over another? Anything?
No, I mean, not really, because they are really like two different things. So yeah, so like I say, pageant. I mean, I join like pageants to maybe like once in a while, but runway is like a job, like a modeling job. So I do it quite often last time. So yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it's two different things all in all.
Runway is like a job. Okay, now it sounds like
American Next Top Model, that kind of thing. You got to like strut your stuff down the runway, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's, I mean, like your fashion wear, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, it sounds pretty interesting, man. You're saying it like it was a job, but man, dude, it sounds pretty exciting, man. So
yeah, so it's like you get a lot of people watching you and things like that, man. Yeah.
So are there any like secrets as to because what we're talking about individuals that might want to travel the same professional path that you did, in terms of magazine shoots and whatnot. Now, there's people think that they can just do certain things and appear on a magazine, but it's not easy at all, is it, man?
Oh, yeah, man. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. I mean, okay, there are like indoor shoots and outdoor shoots. So you can either shoot in a studio, or you go out to like the nature and shoot your photos. So I guess the indoor shoot is a little bit easier because everything is just aircon, it's nice and everything comfortable. So but whereas outdoor shoots, I have done like topless or maybe like swimwear shoot in like winter time in Taiwan. So it was like maybe like less than 10 degrees, and you still got to like keep the smile there, you still got to keep the face there, you still keep, you still got to flex properly, that kind of stuff. I mean, with the cold weather, it's really, really difficult. And yeah, if is there any secrets to it? it comes along the way, I guess, through experience. So you got to like really practice how you pose and how you look into the camera, and like which side of you is like the better side. Yeah, so yeah, I mean it comes with practice. Yeah.
So when you were doing it, because you were doing it as a living and then you stopped, was there any reason why you stopped? Did you move on to something else, or did you just get tired of it, or what was up?
No, I'm actually doing it like part-time because I'm a freelance personal trainer. So I do have quite a lot of like free time on my hand. So during those free time, I just do all these like shoots and things like that. Why did I stop? Well, part of the reason is because I'm getting older. So I got to stop because of age. If not, I just gotta, do those like fatherly roles and things like that instead of like swimwear. So yeah, one of the reasons, the main reason is that how do I put it? Okay, this is the truth because I am doing a lot more towards the swimwear, topless kind of modeling because of like my physique. Not so much on the fashion. I still do them, but a lot lesser compared to the swimwear and things like that. So there was one point of time whereby I was being deemed as just like a model, like just someone good to look at. Yeah, like there's no so-called like substance and things like that regarding my personality and things like that. So I mean, someone told me about it before. I mean, okay, the person was my ex-girlfriend. So she told me about it, and then I had a thought about it, and I thought that, wow, that's pretty true, man. So I didn't exactly like purposely stop modeling. I mean, somehow it just kind of like die off because probably I wasn't really that interested anymore. And I still get jobs here and there, selectively. So during that period of time, I wanted to like change change the way how people look at me, I guess. And I want to go more into like the fitness aspect of my life. So that's how I actually, maybe you could say like I changed my image from like just a model to maybe like a personality in fitness. Yeah.
So with that, Jason, because that's a very, very touchy point there, because I've heard that as well. People will say that individuals who go on stage and show off their bodies, or they, all that kind of thing, that they have no substance. So yeah. Because you changed, but did you really believe that? Tell us your thoughts about this kind of mindset from the average person out there. Help us understand what the truth is.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't blame people thinking that way because they basically just see like the end product. Let's say if like a bodybuilding competition, right? You just see the guy shredded, and everything on the stage prancing around, in the trunks or broad shorts, that kind of stuff. I mean, if you look at it that point, I mean, in that way, there's really nothing much about that guy you want to know about. It's just, okay, wow, this guy looks good, then that's it. But the thing is, little that these people know, right, the amount of effort and the process that we go through is really, really immense, man. I mean, I don't know how to put it, but it's really like not just physically, it's mentally as well. To go through that prep for like maybe like 12 weeks and that kind of stuff, you really got to put everything into it. You got to like, cut away your social life. I mean, it's really like a very, how would I put it, mental thing, because you're going to be so determined in doing it. You can't stray away from anything because every little thing counts. Like every meal counts, every sleep counts, every training counts. If you miss one, you think like, oh shit, I missed one training and wow, my competitors are like training really their ass off, and you feel like really bad about it. So it's like an everyday thing. It's like a holistic kind of thing. So if you talk about if they do not have any substance, I really don't think so, because to be able to, like diet and then go through all those research to know what food to eat is good for you, the kind of like mechanics of training, how do you train properly, all those kind of stuff is really, really a lot of research and years of experience. So to be able to change your body composition just like that, like in 12 weeks time, from someone who's fat to someone who's shredded, that speaks a lot, man. So yeah.
And that's interesting, Jason, because you mentioned in a post a long time ago in your Facebook about how you would really like to, tell the youth, for example, that, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's not cheap. As you mentioned, you have to worry about your diet. You have to worry about your workout, your sleep, and all that. And there's a whole bunch of stuff around it. And so when you were mentioning that, what did you mean that you wanted to tell people who are pursuing this right now? Go ahead and use this as a platform, man. What would be like, you're just going to stand up there and go, hey, you know what, folks, listen to me. This is what this is all about if you're coming into this for the first time.
Right. Well, I just want people to be more prepared for it and not just jump into like, oh, like everybody is competing, so to be one of them or be the fit fam, I gotta like compete as well. So what I mean is like, you gotta be ready to jump into that competition life. So everything has to be optimal, I guess. You gotta be prepared for like you gotta be prepared to shave off like maybe at least 12 to 16 weeks of your time. I mean, if you're studying, if you're working and everything, you got to be prepared to like, have a very, very, balance the life out. And there's a lot of things to sacrifice. That's the thing I want to tell people, but like sacrifice your time, you sacrifice maybe your time with your girlfriend, your family dinner. And, it's just like a very, very regimental kind of thing that you have to do for over like 16 weeks, I guess. So a lot of people, they just went into the prep and this is like my own personal opinion. They didn't really like go through it 100%, and no disrespect to anybody on stage, right? I mean, it takes a lot to be on stage, but some of the guys or girls or whatever, they go on stage and they don't look like, they prep at all. I mean, so don't just, because you think that everybody is like competing, then you got to go compete as well. And you end up not looking as good as you think you are going to be. So I would rather those guys to, take some time off and then really go and train hard and then diet hard and look the best they can to be on stage instead of like, putting in 50% effort or something like that. Yeah.
So when you're talking, because that's really important, when you're talking about people who are not ready when you see them on a stage, it's pretty much like they just expect that it's just going to be easy, right? And it's not easy at all, is it?
Yeah, that's why. I mean, maybe they thought that they could put it 100%, but in the end they can't because of like certain reasons and things like that. I mean, I don't know what's everybody's story, but I have like obstacles as well. So I know how it feels to like, feel down and, dejected during a prep. And you just want to like give up halfway through. So yeah, what I'm trying to say here is that you really got to be mentally prepared to go through everything 100%. And before you really decide to go into a competition. Yeah.
And it's not just that, is it, Jason? I mean, it's not just competitions. What you're saying actually applies to anything in life, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, you don't just jump into something because it's like trending or something. Yeah, so you got to be really wanting to do it, then you go into it lah. Yeah.
Now, what's your thought about those people who try to take the shortcuts, especially in the fitness industry? There's a lot of that stuff going on. What's your view on that?
Shortcut, meaning like
what are some of the shortcuts that people take? They try to move away from doing the work, doing the hours of sleep, doing the nutrition and whatnot, and they try to just shortcut their way to stuff.
Well, like I said before, there isn't any like really shortcuts to like getting a good physique. So, if you're talking about like, I'm not sure what people do actually. So, shortcuts. Okay, if let's say they are trying to take shortcuts, then probably the results won't be that good. I guess, because nothing beats like hard work, I guess. So I mean, maybe there are some shortcuts around that might actually like make your life a little bit easier, or like makes your life makes the prep easier or something like that. I mean, maybe you can do that to a certain extent, but not forgetting that you really have to get the basics right first, like the dieting, the training and everything. So then probably you can use some shortcuts to, I don't know, help in making yourself better or something. So, but do not actually like depend on the shortcut itself, I guess.
Right. So, Jason, when we're talking about shortcuts, when you say about getting the nutrition right, it's not about buying some new supplement that's going to magically change your body. It's not about, consuming more protein out of a canister than you need, right? When you're talking about shortcuts, it's not about going to a gym and then shooting up steroids and stuff like that to get a shortcut like that. When you're talking about mentally, it's not about, messing with someone's head or something like that. You're talking about real ways. That's what I meant by shortcuts.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things to do nowadays. I mean, like, because technology is very, advanced nowadays. There's so many like amazing supplements around and things like that. Like the protein is like, I don't know, man. So many different kinds of protein nowadays. So I mean, those are good to have, but if you're not doing your basic stuff, like I said, right, then basically, if you're depending on the shortcuts or the supplements and things like that, right, then it's really not gonna get you anywhere, man. Yeah,
exactly. Jason, you were saying something about the young guys that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
If you were going to give someone the biggest secret to actually succeeding on stage, what would it be? What would be that one secret, the one thing that's important? I know that there's several, but what was the one thing that actually made you become who you are?
I guess it's like, if I were to choose, then I probably think it's consistency. Yeah, so because if you talk about bodybuilding, it's really like a very, very, very slow process. You take like years to build up your body, and then, I mean, you take a long time to pack on maybe like 3 kg or something, and once you force it, you lose that 3 kg, that kind of stuff. So, but the thing is, it's a really long process to build your perfect physique, according to your own opinion. So, I guess consistency is really the key to succeed. I mean, in everything, because there's a lot of times whereby we fail, and then we don't see like the expected results that we have, and probably you don't see like, it's like too long a time to see any results. But you just gotta like, keep the faith up, and then, just keep doing the things that you do. If you're doing it right, then definitely there's gonna be some results in the end. So just keep up the good work, and then be consistent in the things that you do. Believe in yourself. Yeah.
What do you think about consistency nowadays in what people at this age? Is it the same as it was when you were coming up?
Well,
the commitment, the consistency, the dedication, the passion, is it the same? And if it's not the same, how is it different?
I think it doesn't really like have much of a difference when I was just started doing it, because nowadays I can really see that fitness is like really trending in Singapore itself. There's so many gyms around, so definitely people are, this fitness thing is very consistent. Okay, I'm not too sure about the people doing it, but the thing is, I mean, more and more younger guys are competing, so I guess the consistency is there. They really like to be on stage and things like that. So because fitness is trending now, so I guess the consistency is still there. So yeah.
So for those guys that are competing, because it's growing up so much now, and there's so many people doing it, if someone wants to win, how do they win if everyone is pretty much the same? What would be something that you would tell them? What do they have to remember when they're competing, when they're training?
Okay.
How to be different? How would they be different?
I'm not really too sure about the judging criteria and things like that. So I guess, okay, let's say if you're talking about like the top 3, they will really look around the same. So I think it boils down to like the little details that you have that's like differentiates you from the other 2 guys if you want to win. So while we are training, I guess you gotta like leave no stone unturned. So maybe it's like, you really hate to train your calves or something like that. You really still gotta train your calves. So you gotta like train everything, not just the things that you like or the strong body part that you have. You got to actually train the weakest part as well to have a complete look, I guess. And another thing is that just be really confident on stage, I guess. I mean, even if I mean to like differentiate yourself from the two other guys, if you are like in top three, you really got to exude out the maybe like the winner's aura or whatever you call it. So when you step on stage, you got to think that you are the winner, and yeah, just leave everything to fate after that, man. Then at least you look really good, okay? You look really confident when you are posing and everything. I mean, that actually gives an impression to the judges and the audiences as well. So yeah, I guess that's how it is.
So it's really important in terms of mindset, right? You're mentioning about confidence and just feeling like you're going to be a winner. With that mindset, how has that played into your life? How does that mindset in fitness and when you are competing, how does it kind of like, has it changed what you do in your ordinary life with your relationships, with your businesses and things like that as well?
Yeah, I mean, after working out and things like that, right? I mean, it really made me like a better person, I guess, to be more disciplined in that aspect, because how I got, how I go to the gym every day. There's some days when I don't feel like it, I still drag myself there. I mean, even if it rains or whatever. So that actually, I guess, propel me to do what I do in the gym in my real life. So when things like get like get worse or get bad, then I just keep on pressing on to reach to my goals. Like for example, going to the gym is my goal. It's like a very 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 small goal, like going to the gym. So that actually transcends to like my daily life. Let's say if I were to go to some place and do some work, I just have to do it. Getting that mindset of like working out in the gym is the same as in my real life. Yeah.
That's fantastic, because folks, here's the thing that Jason is saying. It's not just about lifting a barbell. It's not just about running on a treadmill. It's not just about deprivation diets. This whole process that Jason is going through is a life process. And I think that's what's really, really important for people to understand. It's not just, okay, those boneheads are over there cranking it out and sweating in a gym. This stuff is applicable to everything. And what I love about what you just said, Jason, is because you're pushing yourself to get up and go into a setting, even though you may not feel like that, you're making that commitment because your end goal is what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. And I mean, if we're looking at, let's take, for example, well, I mean, I know that where we are now, it's quite prevalent where people will hop from job to job to job because there's no commitment there, right? There's no consistency. And so that has to do with life as well.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say, okay, I don't mean to like, stupidly follow your routine or your job if it doesn't work, So same as like, again, same as working out and then your real life. If let's say this workout routine doesn't work for you, then change it, man. If let's say this job doesn't work for you, I mean, if you have been in this job for like 10 years and it is still not working out for you, then just change your job and then look for a better thing, lah. That's how it is, man.
Yeah, but it's not like you're saying 10 years. It's not like, okay, I'm going to give it 3 months. Okay, and then I'm going to take the next job. I'm going to give that 3 months, right? Yeah. There's a huge difference.
Like, after knowing that you tried your best, okay, and you give everything you got, and then it still doesn't work out, then you really got to like make the change. Yeah.
Exactly. Jason, how important is it to actually love yourself? I mean, like really love yourself when you're pursuing either fitness or anything else, as opposed to just pumping weights, running, and dieting?
Well, actually, bodybuilding, I mean, anybody who like does bodybuilding will know that it's like a very lonely and selfish sport, actually. So we really love ourselves a lot, I guess. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right, Jason? Because people get this concept, because they think it's arrogant, right, to love what you do. And yet, as you mentioned earlier, hours of sleep, nutrition, training, girlfriend, wife, family that you have to sacrifice. I mean, heck, you deserve the right to love yourself. And so go ahead and give us the lowdown on that.
Well, I guess it's really down to how you balance your life. I mean, by loving yourself, I don't mean to do it like selfishly, everything is just a me, it's about me and my weights, that kind of thing. So, right. I mean, definitely you got to put in the substantial amount of effort to work out and then get to your goals. But then again, you cannot like just, block everything away, like your family, your loved ones and things like that. So, loving ourselves, it gives us the confidence, to step on stage and everything. If you don't love yourself, you will not think that you are able to step on stage because you just think you suck. So why would you step on stage, right? So the thing is, we got to love ourselves to actually believe in ourselves. But then again, we got to like actually balance it and not to be like a selfish idiot. Everything's just about your ego and how good you look and everything. Yeah. So I guess you really got to like balance your life out. Yeah.
Now that's interesting because you know what? I would expect that to come from Asia's best influencer, to balance. And that's what I love about what you're all about, JC, because you say that this needs to be done, but you have to balance. And that's a unique trait also. And I think that's why you have so many followers. That's why people love what you're about. It's not just your body, but it's about the way that you perceive life in terms of giving. And just like the Fitness Best Asia Awards is all about, it's about how people influenced, in your case, other individuals. And I know that you probably think that, oh, well, you know what? I mean, everyone's like that. No, JC, everyone is not like that. I mean, and that's a beautiful thing, that you're not selfish and have that balance. Now, what is the one thing in the fitness industry that kind of like, in terms of knowing how not to be selfish and how to balance, what's one or two things that just kind of like piss you off in terms of what you see it's going on right now, if anything?
Oh. I like that question. I got to think about it.
Roll with it. Hey, and Jason, come on, man. Come on. Don't hold back. It's okay, because that's, like you said at the top of this broadcast, you said that you want to be real. And I'm not asking you for sensationalism. I'm asking you because you're going to be real. And many times people kind of look the other way and they just ignore that. So tell us, what are the things that really kind of piss you off, man?
Yeah. I mean, I can think of one thing now. I mean, maybe I'll think of another one later on. So the first thing that I think that really pisses me off is that people are too full of themselves. Okay. I mean, seriously, everyone who works out, I mean, maybe it's not everyone, but I think majority of them who works out are just like, ego bastards. We just like to look ourselves in the mirror like, oh yeah, I look good, man. My delts are great and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, to like, admire yourself with your hard work. So, but the thing is, there are a lot of people nowadays, I mean, in my opinion, they are like, I don't know, man, they just think that they are so damn good, and some of them are not really even that good. So they just think that like, because I work out a little bit, I have a little bit of muscles here and there, and like, I just, I just better than those guys who don't work out at all, or those newbies who are just starting out, like they don't know what to do, or maybe they have like a so-called lousier physique than them, and they just like this guy is not in my league, that kind of stuff. What's the point of that, man? I mean like if you are so good, I mean if you're so good looking in your physique but your attitude sucks, then that just says a lot about you, man. Yeah, so that's one thing that I really hate. Like people start to like get full of themselves once they maybe once they step on stage and then they win a little bit of like trophy here and there. They just get it just gets to their head. And okay, to me, I think that like if you win something locally, maybe like in Singapore or something like that, I think it's awesome that you win something. It's really like your hard work pays off, but you don't have to be like a dick and then like think that like, wow, I want something locally and I'm the king, and things like that. And there's so many people out there that's so much better than you. And like, just look at those guys in the US or whatever. How do you fare against them? And what gives you the right to like look down on other people, just because you want something or you have a better physique and that kind of stuff. So that's one thing I hate about in the fitness industry, that, those people are too egoistic. Yeah. And you need a second point.
Yeah, go for it, man. I mean, if you have a list, write it out. Go for it.
Actually,
Jason, before you do that, let's go back to what you just said in just a moment ago. Okay, first of all, being an egotistical asshole. Okay, so in what you say, so we have to because people are going to say, okay, well, I'm not an egotist, so what should I do? What would you like to see those people do for the individual who's a newbie, for the individual who's coming on the stage the first time, for someone who wins? How would you like to see them behave? What's the reverse? What's the reverse of being an asshole to you?
Well, just be normal. It's come to a point whereby normality nowadays is like it's being rare to be normal nowadays. Everybody's just got something going on with each other. I don't know why, but just be normal and then be who you are. Okay, maybe if you are an asshole, then don't be who you are. Be a better person, but. Yeah, I mean, just if you can win something, if you are that good, then that means you can actually value add to other people's life. I mean, yeah, so if not, you wouldn't have won something, right? So right. if you can help somebody else to be better and things like that, or maybe just be a friend to them or say hi, that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that's good enough, man. You don't have to be like an asshole to validate your greatness or put other people down to elevate your greatness, that kind of stuff. So I mean, just be normal, I guess.
That's so cool, man, because you're mentioning that to be normal or like you're being real, you're being authentic. And so that's a rare situation. Why do you think people are winding up being phony? What's going on in their head to you, since you deal with people all the time? What do you think is the heart of what their problem is?
I'm not too sure, man. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know about that.
Of course not. I mean, but I mean, you have a way of looking at things and putting them down in a way that we understand, which is really kind of cool. Because deep down, these guys are troubled, right? When all they can think about is themselves, and they're trying to show off instead of helping other people.
Yeah. I think nowadays it's really because like people just want to prove themselves too much to people. I mean, I think the greatest thing here is that you do not validate your worth through other people. Okay, I mean, you don't have to show off to the whole world that you are good or anything. I mean, it's nice to have some compliments here and there, a few likes on social media and here and there, but you don't have to always put yourself out there like, oh no, look at me, I'm good, I'm a champion, that kind of things. I mean, if you are good, if you are a champion, people will know. You don't have to like broadcast to the world to let people know that you're a champion or things like that. People will talk about you if you are really good. So people will spread your words for you, if you're really good. And if you need to spread your words yourself, man, you're not that good, man.
I love that. That's so cool because, okay, now, folks, this was a pivotal point here. JC said that if you have to prove yourself to the rest of the world, then you're not all about that. And that's brilliant, man. Just be normal. Cool. Now, you were thinking about another thing that pisses you off, you said? You have a whole list, so go for it, man. What else pisses you off about the industry?
Actually, there's nothing much. maybe only that. That's like the main thing.
And that is. That's pretty big, though, dude. That's pretty huge.
What do you think? Do you have any like things that you don't like or something from your side? You pretty much,
Jason, you pretty much hit it right on the head. It's a matter of, and I think that's the whole thing. It's like what Fitness Best Asia Awards is all about. It's about putting other people first and having humility, which is what you have. You're an influencer, but you're not an egotistical asshole. That's a huge difference. You see, which is why people responded to you, which was really cool. So let me ask you something, JC. What are your plans from here on out in terms of how you would really like to influence people?
Okay. I mean, besides doing the same things that I'm going to do, I mean, being consistent about it, I am actually going to start my own YouTube channel. So, yeah. So I've been thinking about it, and I've been sitting on it as well. So I'm just going to like really, do it this time around. And I I wouldn't like overpromise things that, oh, it's gonna be great content, it's gonna be awesome, that kind of thing. I hope it's gonna be awesome, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna like do more like videos about working out, maybe a wide range of things, I guess. So probably not just about fitness, a little bit about lifestyle as well. So how do you like connect lifestyle to fitness, and maybe like some small hacks in life regarding. I mean, it all revolves around fitness, but it's more like a holistic kind of channel. So we talk about other things as well. Yeah.
That's pretty cool because you don't see a lot of that lifestyle with fitness and how those rules can be applied, because what you're doing is you're touching at the individual and using the exercise as a tool, but you're going to create that platform. So when you play, okay, folks, here it is right here. JC mentioned it. He's getting ready to start his YouTube channel. It's going to help the world. So now, JC, now you're accountable, man. You got to get that channel up quick, huh? There you go, man. You got to go. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And JC, from the top all the way up here, talking about your journey, it does help people because people are going to want to follow in your footsteps. But at the same time, as you mentioned, it cannot just be just to do it. There has to be something else, whether or not you can share it, whether or not you can spread your word, because that's the biggest fulfillment, isn't it? When other people can learn something from you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, even I can learn something from my followers or anybody else, man. So it's always like a learning journey. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. JC, we've kept you on for an hour now. Sorry about that, dude. Okay. But we really appreciate it. Everyone who's watching this at Bill's live broadcast for the replay, we were talking with Jason Chee. Okay. I call him JC, and I hope you call him JC as well. And he's been giving all kinds of things. You can go ahead and look at the playback. Make sure, if you have an opportunity, is to go ahead and share what Jason has talked about. Share it with your friends. You can click below and just bring it all over the place. You can also follow my Buff channel. We're going to have more people just like Jason coming on. So it's really, really important to do that. Jason, final words, dude. What would you like to say right now to all of your followers and whatnot? Doesn't even matter, man. It can be like, well, make sure you don't pick your nose on the left side too much. Otherwise, your nostril will cave in. Anything you want, man. What would you like to tell everyone? Final words.
To my followers?
Final word, yes, to your followers.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing much, but really just I just want to like really thank all the followers for following me for so many years. I started like my social media things maybe like 5 years ago or something. So I really appreciate all those people who follow me all the way throughout. And yeah, and I'm really happy that if I can just impact them a little bit here and there in their lives, and them allowing me to impact them gives me the motivation as well. So yeah, I just want to thank them. That's all.
That's beautiful. Hey, and Jason, before you go here, you have one follower she's following all the time because she was your director, and that's Lila. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you saw that. Okay, Jason. He says, Jason, I don't know anything about you. Well, Lila, you do now. Okay, so you guys can hook up. But listening to you confirms that you are the real deal. You talk the talk and walk the walk. We, the family of Fitness Best Asia Awards for the best influencer, we salute you, Jason Chee. How cool is that, right?
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
Okay. But she has one more here. One more. She says, nail it. It's a learning journey. It really is. And it's a learning journey. And Jason, what's really cool about that is not only is it a learning journey, it's a journey that once completed, we must share and help others take that same journey, right?
Right. Definitely, man.
Cool. All right, Jason. How can people get in touch with you if they either want to get your personal training, coaching, if they want to get in touch with you to ask questions, anything? How would people get in touch with you?
Okay, you can actually just hook me, like contact me through Facebook, Instagram, anything like my Facebook, my own personal Facebook, my Instagram, my Facebook fan page, or you can just drop me an email at iamjasonh33@gmail.com.
Well, what we'll also do, Jason, is afterwards, if you can just put in the link below your video when it appears on the page, that way people can just click right away and go directly to you, which would really be cool. So folks, we're going to have Jason Chee put the information in the links below in comments. And if you have any other questions, you can go ahead and put those in the comment section as well, because Jason will see those comments and he can reach out to you directly. So that's pretty cool. Okay, Jason, want to thank you so much for being on BLB. It's been good, man. I hope it was good for you, man. It's been good for me.
Pleasure's all mine, man. Bill. Thanks a lot for having me, man.
No, hey, you're very welcome, Jason. And you see, the thing is that when I have the opportunity to host you guys, it actually I'm like my cup overfloweth with the information, because I don't even know you guys until you come on here, and so it's such a brilliant experience. So I just appreciate you sharing and being real and understanding the person. I think that's what your followers need to see also, because many times they're only seeing your picture, right? And they don't have an opportunity to actually hear who you are. So now that'll bring them closer. And I think that's just brilliant.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
You're very welcome. All right, Jason, I'm going to say goodbye. We're going to get on out of here. We're going to let you get to your day. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the upswing, man.
Thanks, Bill. See you.
All right, take care. Folks, that was Jason Chee. I call him JC. You should call him JC now. That's coining his new name. We were here with BLB, Bill's live broadcast. Tune in next week, folks, because we have Teresa, we have Daniel. The other winners who are coming in here are going to be live, and it's going to be real. So what you want to do when the announcements come up on Be Live TV, okay, which is what you see up there in the corner, up that corner, okay? Be Live TV comes up, you just click on that because it'll say get a reminder, and then it'll remind you what's going on. So we're just going to keep it rolling out, and I need to give a hats off and an announcement to Fitness Best Asia Awards and everybody over there, because those individuals are rocking it for the region and the world. All right, guys, I'm Bill Calhoun. I'm out. Have a fantastic week and a weekend ahead. See you later.